Your morning blitz begins now.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be partly sunny and high of 72 today, but I think right off the bat my day was just ruined. Kelly, you joy stealer. You stealer of joy.
What did I do?
Well, you came running in at the very last second as the show opening.
I was right outside the door, and I saw the on-air live. I was talking to Ronnie.
I know.
So I saw the light go on. I ran right in. How did I steal your joy?
Because I was hoping you didn't make it, because I had things planned. I had a teacher in high school in 10th grade geometry teacher. The oddest teacher I've ever had in my entire life. And he would stand in the hallway. You know, you go in high school, the bell rings, you leave class, you've got 5 minutes to go to your locker and then get your books and go to your next class. And then the bell would ring, and then you would start your next class. He would stand in the hallway facing his classroom door, you know, which of course is opposite of the hallway, you know, the way you're walking.
Right.
Facing sideways. And he would sit there and he would rev his foot like a bull, waiting for the bell to ring. Because the second the bell rang, he would run in class and shut the door. And you were tardy and you weren't allowed in class.
You weren't allowed in?
No, you weren't allowed in.
Oh, so is that what you were going to do? You were going to shut the door and not let me in?
Kelly! And then slam the door in your face.
But you ruined it, Kelly.
You took my joy.
My punctuality.
Can I do that?
Thick was going to lean out the door and grab you, and I was like, no, leave her. I'm going to get her. And then he stole my joy. Okay.
I apologize.
How are you this morning, Kelly?
Good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thick, how are you?
I'm good. I've been having fun reading all the complaints on Sonic Temple's Facebook page about the set times that got dropped yesterday.
Who has time to complain? Can anybody be happy about anything?
No, of course not.
You just have to bitch about something. I don't get it.
It's like the people that complain when the lineup comes out.
It's like the people who complain when people show up on time in the studio. It's just, you got to complain about something.
Touche, pussycat, touche.
I mean, I get it. There are some, you know, it's like, well, I wanted to see this band and that band, and they're playing at the same time. It's like, I mean,
that's the ever-present problem when you have 4 stages going.
Right.
100 bands, you know.
So go to a show that has got an opener, a feature, and a headliner. That way you can see all the bands.
Yeah, this is a festival.
Right.
And you get the set times beforehand so you can plot your entire day. Just map it out, baby.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, this is what we're doing. This is the decision I've made. And we're going from this stage to this stage, etc.
But you're making it more difficult if you're putting bands on at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only one that really is killing me is Arch Enemy at 8:40 and Metallica at 8:50 on Sunday. And I'm like, whoa, but.
Well, then let's just boil it down to one stage. When you have 4 stages, so bands can go on at the same time.
It's true. And Metallica is starting earlier than most of the headliners because they have longer sets.
They do.
I mean, Linkin Park's not going on until 9:20 as the headliner.
Right.
So that's going to be such a long day.
Everybody's saying, would you quit complaining about people complaining? Jeremy and Carrie both texted that in.
What's funny, though, is, you know, they had the late announcement of Insane Clown Posse and 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
On Friday night, they're both playing the latest at 10 o'clock. So
really?
Metallica's going to be, you know, 6-7 songs deep. The main headliner or the main stage, and then all of a sudden Insane Clown Posse over here on a side stage. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, that's wild.
That
right?
is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to compete against Metallica. Like,
Well, I
But I also feel like it's such a spectacle, the whole ICP thing.
Right.
I feel like I would kind of want to see that. I've never seen them.
Well, there are people who will. There are people who don't want to see Metallica. They'll go watch them, and I get that. But I'm just, you know, at least I won't be passing, you know, smelly juggalos over my. I'm kidding. I didn't really mean that.
I'm definitely gonna head out and people watch ICP a little bit.
I want to see the juggalos. I want to
get-
hang out with the juggalos. I want to see what that whole world is about because it is something.
Oh, they'll be happy to take you in, Kelly.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I want to see you out there in the clown makeup and everything.
Well, yeah, I probably won't do the makeup yet. I just have to. I'm doing some recon work. Recon work on Friday.
We're going to get you makeup and a rock and rye Faygo pop, and you're going to fit right in.
So we're going to have Kelly at Sonic Temple at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Hang out the whole time.
The whole day, baby.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Let's get the Wednesday started. Blitz Morning Trivia. Think what you got for us today.
I'll believe that when I see it. All right. $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Just be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. This artist has made Billboard history with the shortest track ever to appear on the Hot 100 chart. It's a 34-second song, and it has made its way onto the Hot 100 chart. Who's the artist? Tell us at 99700. Be first, get the gift card.
Let's get that answer to Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right. Billboard history was made with the shortest track to ever appear on the Hot 100 chart. 34 seconds long. Who is the artist? And it is Jack Black. And, of course, this is coming from the Minecraft movie. It's called Steve's Lava Chicken. Here's a clip.
Yeah, that's Jack Black, all right.
That's it. Made the Hot 100, debuted at number 77 this week, man.
I did see that they're doing a, I know that Wicked did this. I know that Rent did this. Movies that are musicals will come out and do a sing-along version. I know Disney has done it before.
Block Party. Is that what you're talking about?
What are you talking about?
The Minecraft movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're coming out with a sing-along version, and they want you to go in and chicken jockey it up and sing along at the top of your lungs.
I like that.
They're calling them block parties. They're encouraging fans to be as rambunctious as possible, they said.
I don't know if movie theaters are going to like this.
Well, they already hate chicken jockeys,
right.
So it's like, let's corral that and make it a special thing, and then everybody else can enjoy Minecraft in peace. When they're not at the block party?
Yeah, but if they're encouraging people to be as rambunctious as possible, we've already seen popcorn throwing and confetti cannons and live chickens.
Right.
Like, what else is going to take place?
Yeah.
I don't know if the theaters are going to be happy about this at all.
All right, well, Eric Corman from Mount Vernon was the first one to text in the correct answer, so he gets to spend $25 at waterbeds and stuff.
Congratulations. Hey, I wanted to share this story with you from Gulf Shores, Alabama, a couple days ago. Well, it's been a couple weeks now. Yeah, April 17th. An urn washed up on shore, and people were a little freaked out about it. They weren't, well, let me rephrase. There was a weird box that showed up on shore, and so it was reported to the police. And when they looked inside, they found human remains. And they were like, well, what are we doing with an urn rolling up on shore? And they had to do a little research. And as it turns out, there was, they hunted down the person's nephew, who was kind of the last remaining kin of this person who had deceased, and wanted to be buried, or I should say spread across the Gulf. But I guess this person got lazy, and instead of sitting there and spreading the ashes, just took the urn and went...
Just hopped it in?
Just chucked it right into the Gulf. Like, come on. You can't take a moment to actually dump the ashes out. I'm thinking, like... I brought this up because I'm thinking about the fact, like, if I was that person in the urn, like, I'm haunting you.
Yeah, right.
You can't take a second to dump my ashes out. You're just going to chuck the entire urn. But I bring it up because it reminds me of something last night that I have never done before. I sleep with this fan app, like the white noise app, and it's got different sounds on it, but the one I use is just called Box Fan. It's like if you turn a regular box fan on. And I don't know how to explain this. I know this sounds so strange, but if I sleep on one side, it's almost like there's an underlying sound beneath the fan, like a secondary sound that's playing underneath the fan sound, and I can't explain it, and it only happens when I'm laying on one side.
Yeah, you have something in your hearing, I think.
That very well could be, because when I roll over to the other side, I don't hear that underlying sound.
Is it like a whooshing sound?
But it changes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a wah, 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 and other times it's a click. It's almost like an underlying click. But last night, the underlying sound was...
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
I wish that was it, but it wasn't. Last night, the underlying sound, and I'm not kidding, was this. And Nora doesn't snore, but she kind of has that cadence sometimes in her breathing. I thought someone was in bed next to me. Like, I opened my eyes twice. Like, what is going on? I was hearing this breathing.
So freaky.
I rolled over. I couldn't sleep on that side because it was so strange. I thought someone was in the room with me. And so I had to roll over so I didn't hear it out of my other ear.
I'm so curious about what's going on.
I don't know.
Is it a pressure issue? Do you have a hearing issue?
I don't. I don't know. But I was thinking that I was being haunted last night.
Kelly, get on there and inspect his ear. Inspect his ear.
It's a total possibility.
It's a total possibility.
Might have to get my hearing checked now. Because it's only in my right ear.
Yeah.
When I roll over on the other side, I don't hear it. But last night, it freaked me out. I was laying there and I was like, I opened one eye. I was like, what is going on around here? I was like, and there's a rocking chair in the bedroom. I was like,
oh no.
I'm rolling the other way. I'm rolling the other way. Not today, Ghost. Not today. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, let's get to a few stories about people who should not be driving, including this woman who was just pulled over in New York while leaving the borough of Brooklyn heading to Essex, driving 102 miles per hour through New York traffic. Not exactly smart. The woman was pulled over, and it was found out that not only was she driving 102 miles per hour, but she was driving 102 miles an hour with her 2-year-old in the back seat.
Ooh.
Not a good idea. However, I guess, if you look at the big picture, she was trying to be a good parent because she was driving 102 miles an hour because she was taking her 2-year-old to a Thomas the Train event and she was running late.
Oh, well.
Got to get that 2-year-old to the Thomas the Train event.
You know, that speed really sneaks up on you, too.
It does.
Yeah, at some point you look down and you're like, I'm going 102? Wow. It felt like 80.
It did. It really felt like 80. And especially in like cars nowadays, if you got a newer car, they ride so smooth.
Yeah.
Kelly's been there.
You have.
Not at 102, but.
No idea. Another person who shouldn't be driving coming out of Ogden, Utah, where police were called in to a car crash. Thankfully, no one was injured. And when they got there, they were a little shocked to find why there was a car crash. And that's because a 7-year-old boy had taken his mother's car to drive to McDonald's. Not only that, had his 5-year-old sister in the car with him. Like the 7-year-old was just like, come on, sis, let's go get some ice cream.
That to me is very sweet.
Is that what that
yes, because it's the 7-year-old wanting to take care of his little sister. Like, come on, we're going to go get a treat, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to take you along while we go get a treat.
It's like the mother driving 102. You're just trying to do a nice thing.
Exactly.
Get your child to Thomas the Train on time. Get your little sister some McDonald's ice cream.
How do you know how to drive?
I guess from watching. I mean, I would think you couldn't see over.
Yeah, how can you reach the pedals?
Pedals,
I mean,
right?
A tall kid, or
yeah.
What the?
I mean, thankfully, no one was injured because it would have been awful to have someone injured and then also find out that the ice cream machine was broken at McDonald's and you weren't going to get it anyways.
And how do you know where? 10 miles he drove.
Yeah, 10 miles.
10 miles, a 7-year-old. That's impressive.
They did clip a couple cars along the way and finally came to a stop after hitting a parking strip near a parking garage. But again, Everyone's okay, thankfully.
How close to the McDonald's were they? Like, did he almost get there?
That's a good question. I'm looking through the news report, and it doesn't say really.
Like, it would have been cool if they would have crashed into the McDonald's or in the parking lot. Like, you're there.
You're there,
like,
right.
You've made it, and you made a little boo-boo.
And you just walk in.
You still got to get those kids McDonald's.
Yeah.
I really feel like that. He's 7 years old. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Maybe he didn't really know where the McDonald's was. He just started driving thinking, well, I'll see one eventually.
Yeah,
I don't know.
10 miles.
I would bet they got a good idea. It's like when you're driving your dog and you get within a mile of the dog park, like they know where the dog park is.
Yeah.
The little sisters in the passenger seat going, right. Getting ready for that McDonald's ice cream.
Oh, yeah, we always pass this place on our way to McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah, we're on the way. We're on the way.
Exactly.
It's correct. Where were the keys? He's got money. I mean, this kid was ready to go.
Ready to go. Absolutely.
Taking care of his kid sister. Oh.
And the final story coming from our own backyard here in Ohio, where a Uber driver was arrested after a rider called 911 because the driver was boasting about all the drugs they had in a fake aerosol can there in the car. The cops did track down the Uber driver, and sure enough, they found the can, which was filled with 24 grams of meth, along with pills, a meth pipe, a digital scale, packing baggies, cash, and 3 cell phones. How big was this aerosol can?
Oh, my gosh, that was a giant can of Aquanet.
Right, huge.
Yes, man.
Huge. Which was really suspicious because the Uber driver looked like me, so it was like, wait a minute, what are you doing with a giant can of Aquanet? Kind of makes no sense. The driver was ID'd as Robert Rose. And not only that, but this is the best part. When arrested, he was wearing a shirt that said retired drug dealer.
Oh, wow.
Apparently came out of retirement to do a little business. Robert was charged with drug trafficking, possession of felony drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There you go. That is your not-so-breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, welcome to your Wednesday. Going to be a gorgeous day, high of 72. Looks like the rain has broken up, so we're going to have sun and clouds today. We've got tickets for Sheng Wang, very funny comedian, coming to Davidson Theater September 27th. If you want to get your laugh on, here's the deal. We have your opportunity to do so right now. So we need 3 people. 800-821-9970. Give us a call because we need representatives. Someone will be represented by each one of us. Thick, Kelly, Goose, because we are going to do another musical timing challenge. This is how it works. We have each selected a song. We are going to play that song and sing along with the song. And then out of nowhere, the song is going to cut out. But we have to continue singing. And then out of nowhere, the song will come back. And hopefully, you have sang directly on beat, and you will be perfectly timed up with that song. And the person closest is going to win. So, let's get our representatives right now. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Sean.
Sean. All right, Sean. You want Kelly, Thick, or Goose?
Thick.
Thick. Okay.
Nice.
First round draft choice.
How about that?
Like it.
Man,
Well
never
done.
get picked first.
His name is Thick, not Shador. Let's go with the second one.
Wait a minute, hang on here. Let me put you on hold, Sean.
Blitz. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Arena.
Arena, do you want Kelly or Goose?
Oh, Kelly.
Yes!
All right.
She wasn't picked last.
Arena.
All right.
Hang on.
Is it Serena or
Arena.
Arena?
Arena.
Oh, I love that.
Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Troy?
Troy. All right, Troy, you hang on. You're my representative, or I'm your representative, I should say. You got stuck with me. I'm sorry. So you hang on one second.
Hang on, man.
Sean, Arena, and Troy all waiting to see who's going to walk away with tickets for Sheng Wang. How do we decide?
Don't know whoever won last time go first?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
what we did?
All right.
Was that Kelly?
I think it was Kelly that won last time.
Oh, all right.
You were
Want me
right
to go
on point.
first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Let's do it, baby.
All right, the timing challenge. Kelly, what song are you doing for the timing challenge?
I picked Megadeth's Dread and the Fugitive Mind.
Woo!
Oh, man. That's her
Ready to
band.
go, baby. Ready to go.
That is
Come on,
All
Arena.
right.
Boy, this one comes right in.
It does.
Real fast. So,
Okay. Kelly, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Let me introduce myself. I'm a social disease. I've come here for your welfare. Leave you on your knees. No time for feeling sorry. I got here on my own. I won't ask for mercy. I choose to walk alone. What's yours is mine. What's mine is mine too. If you shake my hand, better count your fingers.
Wow,
If I do get caught. I was a little off.
Oh, so close, though.
Off.
That was good, though. You can hear them. She's like counting her head.
I know, right?
That was really good, though.
Something wicked. I'm guilty, haunted by my fears and the only consequences.
Okay, all right.
A dread and the fugitive mind.
Very good.
I love it.
Very good.
All right, I was just a bit off.
Yeah,
just
but-
a bit off.
Yeah, but
so
we can be way worse.
There's
so.
room for improvement.
Vic,
You want me to go
timing
next?
challenge. What are you singing?
I am going to take on Metallica.
Okay.
Ooh.
Gearing up and getting ready for Sonic Temple?
Yep.
Or are you more gearing up and getting ready for the new deluxe set that they're releasing with 245 unreleased tracks?
Oh, is this Load?
Yes.
Load re-
245 unreleased tracks. What? That's unbelievable. All right, Thick, here we go.
I am doing,
What song you doing, by the way?
Seek and Destroy.
Okay.
I had, there's like a 1 minute music intro, so I just passed that. We'll get right to the first
Okay,
verse.
good idea.
You know, so. All right.
Here we go.
And by the way, everybody who's going to text in, I know I am the worst singer on earth. You don't have
This
to
is
let
part
we
of the
all
charm.
I know.
You
I
don't
get
have to
it.
apologize.
I know.
I
No,
love
I'm
it.
just telling them. They don't have to let me know. I already know. That's
right.
all I'm saying.
All for Sean. Here we go, Thick.
Okay. Here we go.
We're planning a scene in the city tonight, looking for you to start up a fight. There's an evil feeling in our brains, but it's nothing new, you know it drives us insane.
Running, on our way, hiding, you will pay, dying, 1,000 deaths. Running, on our way, hiding, you will pay, dying, 1,000 deaths. Come on now.
Searching, seek and destroy.
Woo!
Searching, seek and destroy.
Woo! That was
That's pretty good.
excellent.
Did I get you?
I feel like you beat me.
That might have been, like, you were slightly off, but less slightly off than
Yes.
she was.
All right.
Yeah, I do think you elbowed me out at first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good.
All right, well, Goose,
Well, all right. Troy, I don't know if I'm going to be of any help to you. I apologize.
you have an interesting selection here.
Well, I figured I wanted to fit in with both of you. So, with Kelly doing Megadeth and Thick, you doing Metallica, I'm just gonna stick on the same train with you guys. And I'm doing, I Touch Myself.
Okay, I don't know what train this matches up with, but
I'm trying to make myself feel better about my song selection.
we're talking about
okay?
the vinyls.
Yes.
I Touch Myself.
Yes. It's right on there. I'm point with Megadeth and Metallica.
Right there, right there.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Thick.
I'd like to see you do it in the style of the original video.
Well, get your cameras out.
Maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe
Get your
I
cameras
don't.
out.
All right, are you ready?
Here we go.
I got like a couple seconds here coming in before they start singing. All right, here we go.
Love myself. I want you to love me when I feel down. I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. Forget myself. Want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh man, I want anybody else. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I can't tell if he's touching his nipples and
No, I'm
stuff.
not.
I can't.
No, I'm
whatever
in the
you're
middle.
doing,
I'm in the middle.
He's rubbing,
in the middle.
He's rubbing himself. Whatever. Right?
You said you
Keeping
wanted
the beat.
video.
Keeping the beat, baby.
You said you wanted the video.
That was impressive. I feel like you were on it.
I feel like I was on it too. I don't know. I feel like I was pretty close.
Oh gosh, this is. We had.
I feel like I was pretty close. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you were.
Is there a tiebreaker, or what do we do here?
I don't know.
Gonna rock, paper, scissors it out?
Yeah, maybe. Between you and Thick?
I
don't know. I was pretty close, too.
You were pretty close.
I really don't want to take myself out of the running, or take Arena out of the running. Oh, my gosh, a tough one.
I don't either. Should have came up with a backup plan.
Well, we have never been close like this.
That was pretty close, yeah.
Everybody's like, okay, what would this one?
Yeah,
it said
listeners.
Nalo Gonzalo said, Rick's singing made me cry. So beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Get it, Rick. Let's go, Rick. Go, Rick, go. Rick, you killed it.
Well, I know, but who was closest?
Well, apparently from the votes, it's Thick.
It's up to you guys, man. I don't know.
I think you were pretty darn
We'll give
close.
it to you, Thick.
Well, it's not giving it to me. You're giving it to Sean.
Arena, Troy, we did the best for you, but Thick was closest this time. So, Sean, you're going to get tickets for Sheng Wang, okay?
All right.
All right. Hang on one second. We'll get you hooked up. Absolutely.
Anybody else?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man. Wait, keep going. I got to take a video
Hell
of this.
no, that ain't happening. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Over 41,000 AEP customers across the state of Ohio without power this morning, most in eastern and southeastern Ohio. And it's thanks to that strong storm that moved through central Ohio yesterday afternoon, which has been classified a derecho. A derecho is a pretty rare event. I think maybe we had one in 2012. The last one?
Yes, that was horrible.
Yeah, it is considered a derecho if it's a long-lasting windstorm that produces widespread wind gusts over 58 miles per hour. And because yesterday's storm traveled more than 400 miles and produced severe wind gusts of 60 to 80 miles per hour, it is classified as a derecho. At about 2:40 p.m. yesterday, winds at Ohio State University were gusting to 60 miles per hour. At Port Columbus, it was 59, and at Newark Heath Airport, it was 61. Just briefly, yesterday was a big day in the Karen Reed trial with key prosecution witness Jennifer McCabe.
Wait. Pause, please.
It's time for your Karen Reed update with Kelly Queen.
All right, big day in the Karen Reed trial with key prosecution witness Jennifer McCabe taking the stand and a major ruling on controversial defense witnesses. Jennifer McCabe was questioned by a friendly prosecution about her recollections of the night and day after the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Things will likely get a lot more heated today when she's questioned by the defense. And Judge Cannoni gave the defense a win yesterday late without the jury present, allowing them to use their ARCA crash recreation experts who testified during the last trial last year that John O'Keefe's injuries were not consistent with a car accident.
I was doom scrolling yesterday afternoon. I was on TikTok and I found a video of a woman who obviously is of an upper age.
The Shine Down woman.
Yeah, and she's
love her.
Headbanging to Shine Down. Yeah.
Lori.
So I sent it to both of you, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be Kelly in 10 years, just banging out at a concert."
Now.
And Kelly responded with a text message said, she's the best. ... all capital letters. Oh, Jen McCabe just got called to the stand. Laters.
It's true. I freaking watched her entire testimony. That thing lasted all afternoon.
Oh, my God.
It was good, though, man.
You are in deep.
I am. All right. Let me tell you about this hazing incident in Syracuse, New York. 11 high school lacrosse players have been given 48 hours to turn themselves in or face kidnapping charges in an alleged hazing incident. Authorities say last Thursday, a group of high school boys lacrosse players allegedly told 5 younger players, hey, we're all going to go get something to eat. So they hopped in a car, and the older boys instead took them to a remote location where other teens dressed in black and holding what appeared to be a gun and a knife jumped out of the woods and pretended to be kidnappers. 4 of the 5 younger boys took off running. The 5th boy was grabbed by one of the older boys, allegedly, tied up. They put a pillowcase over his head and threw him inside the trunk of a vehicle, drove him to a wooded area, and then they left him in the woods all by himself for some length of time before then going to pick him up and bring him back home. Kid was terrified, obviously.
Traumatic.
Yes. The older boys recorded the whole thing, like moron high school boys will do. The DA says these 11 older boys need to turn themselves in now, or they can face felony adult kidnapping charges. They are going to face charges regardless, but they're going to up them to adult charges if they don't turn themselves in. The team's lacrosse season, meanwhile, has been completely canceled. And those are your three things.
Man. All right, look. This may be a complete waste of 3 minutes, but it did lead to a little bit of a heated debate, and I'm just kind of curious. Because Nora was baking a cake they're having a little, I can't remember what, is it an Easter thing? Something's going on at school. I can't remember. But Nora volunteered to bake a cake. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And she goes, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then I'm not sure if I want to go, I think I'm going to do chocolate frosting.
Okay.
And I said, wait, the icing you put on the cake? And she said, yeah, no, the frosting I'm going to put on the cake. And I said, yeah, the icing that you're going to put on the...
Oh, wait, so icing and frosting here.
Which one? What do you put on cake? Icing or frosting?
Is there a difference?
This was the whole dumb debate we got into.
Wow. Did it get ugly?
A little bit.
Oh, my God.
A little bit.
Oh.
I was like, no. It is... You put frosting on a cake. And I want to know if you agree or disagree. I know you do some amazing baking there, Kelly.
I do. I think it's officially called frosting. I think that's what's on the can. If you use canned frosting, it's called frosting. But I will say that I typically will say icing.
You will?
Yeah. I'll call it icing, but I'll also call it frosting when I'm trying to be formal.
So you think frosting is more formal?
I think frosting's the proper term for it. I think that is what's on the frosting can. It's called chocolate frosting, cream cheese frosting, vanilla frosting.
Okay.
And which one do you think?
I think frosting.
Okay. Yes. I'll tell you what AI says. AI says frosting and icing are not always the same. Frosting is generally thicker and fluffier, often containing ingredients like butter or cream cheese, making it spreadable and used to coat cakes. Icing, on the other hand, is typically thinner and can be poured or drizzled, often hardening as it dries, like royal icing.
Okay.
Okay.
So frosting is creamier, icing is a little bit harder.
Despite the technical differences, I do think that people use them interchangeably.
They do, and it even says that. It says they're often used interchangeably.
Okay.
But here's the thing: you ever get the roll of cinnamon rolls?
Yeah.
And the little can of that delicious wonderfulness.
Oh, the warm
that you're like, can I have 3 of these cans, please?
Yeah.
That's icing because you can actually drip that on.
Okay.
You know what
frosting
I mean?
You spread over the cake.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen makes a good point. She says the phrase is literally the icing on the cake.
Oh, wow.
That's a good point.
Oh, that is a good one.
Now that just threw it all off.
Really did.
But I will say icing.
Oh, that's just the frosting on the cake. Yeah, that doesn't work as well.
It kind of works, though. I almost feel like I could buy that.
You think
I've
so?
never heard that.
Isn't that the frosting on the cake?
I've never heard it
It's all
said
in
that
the
way.
attitude.
Yeah, but you know what? You know why that sounds good? Because it's an F word.
Oh, yes.
So it comes. Isn't that just the frosting on the cake?
Right.
Yeah, it kind of comes across that way.
That's just the icing on the cake.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I think I like
whiny.
the term frosting better, if I'm being honest, but I think I accidentally say icing all the time.
See, I agree. Casey says icing is more what you put on sugar cookies, and frosting is what you put on cakes.
Okay. I'll accept that.
And yes, Doug, I did get into this debate with Nora. And how many times have I been divorced again? Once. Thank you very much. Just because I've had 4 engagements end, 4 doesn't mean anything, Doug. You don't need to point that out.
Yeah, Doug. Now, who won the debate? Or was it just like who got the loudest?
Oh, I stopped. I gave in, if you will.
Gave in?
Yep, I did the...
So she says icing, you say frosting.
Yep.
Okay.
Fine.
There's a 50% divorce rate for a reason.
Yeah, well, listen, that just doesn't frosting on the cake.
We argue over the dumbest stuff ever.
Yeah, we really do. That's going to be it. Who's the other woman in your relationship? Betty. What happened? Betty got in the way. Hey, here's a little life lesson for you for a healthier lifestyle. If you're one of the 1 in 2 people, 50% of Americans say they have worked through lunch on more than one occasion. So now they're saying what you should do is set an alarm in your phone so you can remember to at least put something in your body. Because a lot of people feel that 2 o'clock or 2:30 wall.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you need to reset your energy. Make sure you get a little bit of lunch in there. Eat a little something. And that kind of reminded me of something I was thinking about yesterday about alarms. Because I'm not a snooze guy. I don't know if you're a snooze person.
I'm not.
No? None of us are. Okay.
Nope.
Because I was always curious. Because snooze is 8 to 9 minutes, depending on your clock. Do people use that to, like, roll around and stretch
like
and
slowly
scratch your butt cheek and, get going?
Yeah.
Or do you, like, fall back asleep for 9 minutes? Because I think that would be worse.
I think the same thing.
If you fell back asleep for 9 minutes.
Because my wife will hit her snooze button 2-3 times.
Really?
And, sleep another 9 minutes. But you're not really getting that good. I'm like, why don't you just set your alarm a half an hour later and get that nonstop good sleep?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't
It's a
get
slow
it.
wake-up process, I guess.
And so that's the thing. Yeah. Are you, like I said, are you rubbing your eyes and getting your faculties going? Or do you literally fall back asleep? Because, again, that just seems like it would just be so irritating to have your alarm go off again after you've fallen back asleep.
Yeah, like you're worse off after the snooze.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. 99-700, shoot us a text real quick. I just want to know if you're a snooze person, do you fall back asleep, or is it used to kind of just slowly get going? Because I just really think that falling back asleep would just be the absolute worst and would make things you'd be so much groggier. And especially you do it like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
There's no way. Not happening. Once the alarm goes off,
I am up within a second of my alarm going off. Immediately.
Flying out of bed.
Yep.
Yeah. Just up and go. Like, the alarm went off. It's time to get up.
That's it, folks.
But I purposely keep my alarm where I have to actually at least sit up on the bed in order to turn it off.
In order to reach it?
Yeah, I can't just reach over and...
I've seen those alarm robots now that when the alarm goes off, the robot starts rolling around the room.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So you actually have to get up out of bed to turn the alarm off. Because some people do. They will continually snooze.
Would they put their alarm on like a Zumba or something?
The clock itself has wheels. And so you
have to chase it down?
You have to chase it down.
I think my wife would grab her gun and shoot it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's for the people that just hit the snooze button way too much. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. Look for it if you want. 99.7 The Blitz. Oh, it's an exciting time in the Goose household, or what's going to become the Goose household, because this weekend going to apply and get the pre-approval for the mortgage and seriously start the house hunting.
Oh, how exciting.
We were taking care of a couple things and lining things up right, and so now's the window where we're going to actually officially start the house hunting. And it reminded me of when I moved back to Detroit a couple years ago after bouncing around the country for the radio career and stuff, and then I got a morning show in Detroit, and I bought a house there. And when I got the house, I loved it, but through the negotiations, there were a couple things I wanted to fix up. So I asked for a concession of $5,000 that I could update a few things at the house. And so when I went to the closing, the guy brought a Kroger plastic bag wrapped, and it was a block. And sure enough, $5,000 cash.
In a Kroger bag?
In a Kroger bag with rubber bands. And it had everything from hundreds up to $5 bills. And I know what this guy did.
That feels very like you should have had that money tested.
Oh,
the residue.
100%. 100%. But there it was, just a block in my hand of $5,000 cash, which is the most cash money I've ever had on me at one point.
What am I supposed to do with this? Cash? $5,000?
Straight to the bank. Straight to the bank. Oh. But, I put it in my backpack, and I was looking. I had a tight hold of that backpack.
Yes.
A little concerned-a-kiss walking around with $5,000 cash. So I wanted to know, Because we did this story yesterday in the Not So Breaking News about a guy who got busted breaking into a house, but they found out that he lived not far from the house he was breaking into, so the police actually went to his house. They found a mound of drugs and drug paraphernalia, but they found $85,000 in cash. I couldn't imagine having $85,000 in cash.
Dang.
So I want to know, what's the most amount of cash you've ever had on you, and why did you have that cash on you? 800-821-9970. I want to hear the story as to why you had the cash.
I could see it in a safe in your home, I guess, because there are people with safes who have cash, on hand.
I mean, cash
at the end
king.
of the world. I don't know if cash is going to be worth anything in the end of the world.
Well, at the same point, if something goes down, your debit card doesn't work.
Right.
Then cash will be king. Kelly, how much cash have you had on you before?
I want to say it's probably been about $12,000, and only because I used to do bank deposits for a business I used to work for.
Okay.
So I would go to the bank and have the bank, those leather envelopes. They would have the big bank on. I don't know if they were leather, plastic probably, envelopes.
Yeah.
You had throw your deposit in there.
Yep.
But it always felt weird. Like I've got a large amount of money on me, and I'm just one person walking into the bank, in and out.
Right.
It's like I don't like carrying that big bank envelope around.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Not to mention someone else's money.
Yeah.
Like if something goes wrong, that's someone else's money you're dealing with.
Right.
Yeah, my wife used to have to do that when she was working for the family business, Flickers Theaters. After the whole day, they'd close. She'd have to take this money.
Yeah, I don't like
that's
that.
Creepy, man.
It is creepy. You think about it.
But that's the way, you think about years and years ago, everybody had to do that.
I bet some of my money was in that Flickers pouch. Yeah.
Jeff texted in, most cash I've ever had on me was just shy of $165,000.
Whoa.
Why? Because he won a poker tournament for $162,000 and still had about $2,500 left over from his buy-in.
That's a good win.
So he had all that cash with him.
Where do you go to win $160,000?
Oh, there's a lot of tournaments that get way.
Wow,
up there.
You have to think there's probably a 50% chance you're going to get rolled once you leave there. Like those are the chances you're taking. Kind of money.
I'm asking for casino security to walk me to my car.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we've had some issues there.
Yep.
800-821-9970. What's the most cash you've ever had on you? Can you think of the most cash you've ever had on you before?
I'm trying to think back. I'm trying to remember why. I know it had to do with the down payment on our house, and it was $10,000. And they tell you when you apply for a loan and you're going through that whole process of buying the house, they tell you don't make any big purchases, don't do anything, keep your money all together. And I'm like, well, I'm going to combine everything, and I had to go get the cash. I'm trying to remember if I was bringing it from the bank home or I had to go get it and take it to the bank, but it was $10,000. And I just remember I was sweating. I was like, this is insane that I'm driving around with $10,000 in cash because there's no way to recover that.
No, there's no
electronic, nothing. I'm like, this isn't. I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah, it's like it's some kind of operation you're involved in,
right?
Like
exactly,
high stakes operation.
And for a lot of us, that equates to, almost your life savings. It's not like we have all that much money just lying around.
It's everything we had for the down payment.
Nikki also had $10,000 in cash because she was on her way to buy a car with cash.
Okay.
So she had the $10,000 on her. Oh, that would be so much.
Yeah, we've gotten a few people who say it had to do with a car. James said, I've had $10,000 to $12,000 on me because I used to buy and sell cars off the auction, and everything in the situation was done in cash.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy said the same thing, probably $70,000 or $80,000. He says, I'm in the car business, and about 9 years ago, I started at a dealership that had no safe, and several customers came in and paid cash that weekend. So he had to take the money home.
Yeah, you can't leave it there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Lance said when I was in the Army, I was a finance specialist for a couple of years, and during one of my deployments, I escorted approximately $2.3 million on a Black Hawk from base to base, giving soldiers small amounts of cash withdrawals from their paychecks.
Whoa!
What does $2.3 million look like?
That's a big briefcase.
Yeah, what were the denominations? Like $2.3 million in 20s?
Right, if you're giving out small amounts.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Whoa. That is wild.
All right, 800-821-9970. We'd love to hear your story. What's the most amount of cash you've ever had on you at one point, and why did you have that cash? You can shoot us a text as well, 99700. It's 997 The Blitz. All right, what's the most amount of cash money you've had on you at one point, and what was that reason? I love Ben's text. I went to Michigan to buy a truck. Had $15,000 cash on me, but the truck was a flop, so we decided instead to go to Canada, kind of cross it off the bucket list to go into Canada. Forgot about the cash on me. Crossing the border with that much cash, they've got questions.
Yes, they do.
Oh, man.
After the interrogation process, I doubt I'll ever be back to the Canadian border. Yeah, they will question you about that much cash. Although, growing up there, it's always nice to take cash because the exchange rate, you're getting a little bit of extra bang for your buck.
That's right.
Going over there. It's pretty nice. Let's see. Who else texted in here?
Lance got back with us about, he was in the Blackhawk with $1.2 million.
$2.3 million.
$2.3 million. He said it was mostly 20s and 50s, but all the way up to $100 bills just in case. And right. Yeah, that is really wild.
That is pretty crazy.
Back in the early 2000s, my homie went to jail, had me go pick up $32,000 of his money from a drop spot in the neighborhood, which I held on to for about a month till he got out of jail.
A drop spot in the neighborhood? What is that?
That would be a drug reference, Kelly.
That's where you leave the drugs here, they leave the money here.
Oh.
Pick up the money?
Is that what that is?
Can you imagine somebody just stumbles up on it, the drop spot, they don't even know? Oh, look, I found $32,000.
What is it, like in a trash can or something? Is that what we're talking about?
Could be, yeah. Could be under a rock. Could be like tied to a string hanging down a well a little bit. You pull the string up, and there's the bag of money. You
remember people used to do geocaching? I feel like we should do drop spot caching. We can go find drop spots. And extra money. I don't want to get involved in that.
I just don't think if drug dealers are willing to give up the location of their drop spots for you to find their money. I don't think that's...
It is a good idea, though, right?
Michael used to deliver money to banks, about $5 to $6 million.
No, that is wild. Were you in a Brinks truck or what, man?
Right.
I mean...
That's dangerous. It's dangerous work. I don't care that you have an armed fella in the back. It's dangerous work.
I know.
I don't know if I want $5 or $6 mil. I don't know if I want to be in the presence of $5 or $6 mil.
I don't either.
There's too many questions there.
I mean, those Brinks trucks. If you drive a Brinks truck, what is that like? I mean, they're because they're bulletproof, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how easy it is if somebody were to try to take you off the road and get into that truck. How hard is that?
Remember the guy got rolled filling up the ATM machine from his Brinks truck? Like his back was toward the guy. He walked up behind him and then stole a bag of cash and ran away.
And wasn't there a story not that long ago that due to cutbacks and stuff, there are a lot of Brinks drivers that they have smaller crews now.
Oh.
It's not like the 3 or 4 people in one truck.
I bet they're still armed though, big time.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd need a whole crew for sure with me if I'm driving a Brinks truck.
To take it or to drive to work for Brinks?
To work for Brinks.
Oh, I thought you meant to take it
steal
over.
It?
You
no,
would need a whole
no.
crew.
Yeah.
Which is recommended.
Yes.
You have a crew to roll a Brinks truck.
Our 614 guy texted back in. He said exactly right. It was the drop. The drop spot. It was underneath a dumpster in the neighborhood that had a little metal cutout in the bottom. Perfect for drugs and money.
Oh, there you go.
How about that?
Although you don't want that dumpster juice, because that dumpster juice smells so bad.
Ugh.
Have you ever worked at a restaurant or something, and it's just that dumpster juice that gets left over from all the... Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Drug money's bad enough. I don't want my drug money smelling like dumpster juice.
Yeah.
Jay said stoner fact, $1 million in 20s weighs about 120 pounds.
Oh, thank you very much. Fully appreciated. How much cash have you had on you? 800-821-9970 or 99-700. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Everyone's favorite North Campus-ish restaurant and dive bar, the Blue Danube, quietly reopened its doors yesterday afternoon, welcoming students for Ohio State Senior Crawl. The Dube, which is on the corner of North High and Blake, shut down back in 2018 after 78 years in business. So many generations of families who went to Ohio State or lived in the area, they have, there's such lore surrounding this bar/restaurant. I've probably been there 50 times in my life.
Really?
It is an absolutely great place to hang out. And they've reworked it. It's really been cleaned up, which was absolutely deeply necessary. And the menu's changed a bit. They've reworked the seating, etc. But it is back open, much to the delight of Blue Danube fans everywhere. So it's kind of a neat thing to see yesterday.
I just hope, I haven't been there before. I would love to go check it out. Especially a place like that with so much history and lure behind it. But at the same time, hope you don't clean it up too much, because sometimes that's part of the ambiance.
It is, although
the sticky floor or the beer smell.
Yes. I will say reports of how deeply filthy the place used to be are very disturbing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
But I do get it. It's the low lighting, it's the sticky floors, it's the crazy, basic menu, but people are going there for food, for onion rings, for,
your bar food favorites.
For the jukebox, which they, I guess, are not going to have the jukebox anymore. They're going to do that song. What's the thing where you...
Touch tunes?
Touch tunes, yeah. And, it's going to be a cleaner version. I think all the food is going to be, or at least most of the food is going to be made in-house, and they're going to focus on a Mediterranean menu, which is different. But still, it's that same building, the same sign. Food. Well, I think people will like it. I hope. I think people are really excited about it. So,
how long was it closed?
It was closed. It's shut down in 2018.
Damn,
it's been a long time.
We're gonna go check it out.
You should check it out. It's got some history behind it. A longtime agent and business partner of Denver Broncos star John Elway is hospitalized in California after a serious fall. I don't know if this guy's going to make it. TMZ is reporting that John Elway, his friend Jeff Spurbeck, and their wives were leaving Stagecoach. They were at Stagecoach on Saturday in Indio, and they were leaving in a golf cart, and Jeff Spurbeck fell from the golf cart. Oh my gosh!
Hello.
Don't I think a stroke? He fell from the golf cart and hit his head. So, like I said, Spurbeck is Elway's agent. He's his business partner, and he's on life support.
Oh.
Literally, that's how bad. And it turns out that John Elway was behind the wheel. So, yikes. It's a grim sitch there in,
that's unfortunate.
In Palm Springs Hospital. A Democratic lawmaker in Michigan has lost her floor-speaking privileges for taking a bit of revenge on a Republican colleague who she said had parked in her parking spot in the parking garage.
No!
State Rep Julie Brixey said that on April 17th, Representative Matt Maddock parked his BMW across two spots so no one would hit his precious fancy car, she said. One of those spots happened to be hers, and they're assigned parking spots. So she brought along, I guess, in preparation, I don't know how, but she had some saran wrap with her and then just wrapped his entire car in saran wrap.
You're a state what?
Yes.
These are the people running our country.
Right.
What? Can't imagine why anything's wrong.
So she said, I guess she then got on the House floor and said, somebody's black BMW is still running with the hood open, just to get this guy out to the garage so that he could see that she wrapped his car in saran wrap. So basically he tweeted later, like, I don't know why she's obsessed with me. I'm married. I don't know what's going on between these two, but it's weird. So the legislature decided, hey, first things first, let's move her parking spot away from Maddox's parking spot. So Brixey's now moving in a different spot, parking in a different spot, and they've also barred her from speaking on the floor until further notice. She can't speak.
I have seen less political drama in high school student council.
Right?
What in the F is going on?
It's so everywhere. And there's not only surveillance video of it, so you can watch her do it. She's got, I think, a buddy filming it too, on their phone, recording it. I don't know what is happening in the world today, but that's how we're settling beefs in a state legislature, I guess. Those are your three things.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find 95% of any sort of people to agree on one thing, but apparently that's what happened. Blaine Anderson is a former student at University of Arizona, and during her time there, she had a lot of guy friends ask her about, dating advice, with her sorority sisters and stuff, and she found out that, apparently the best guys have the worst luck with girls, and it confused her. And Blaine actually went on to become a professional dating coach. She's got a very successful social media following, actually appeared on ABC's Shark Tank, and has done research into single women. And she interviewed more than 13,000 single women and asked them, what do you wish guys would do more? So men, listen up. 95% of single women agreed on one thing.
Oh, my gosh. What is it?
And I don't know if I believe it.
All right.
I'm sorry, especially in today's times. I just don't know if I believe it. Or I believe that might be true, but at the same time, I think it comes with a caveat. Can you think of something, Kelly, that 95% of single women would agree they want to happen more?
Well, now that you've given your caveat, I'm not sure. What I initially thought was that they wish that the guys would ask them more questions and not try to sell themselves.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking maybe that the women just want the guy to open the car door for them. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's not it. Think, do you have any idea what it could be?
Grooming?
Nope. It has to do with the initial meeting.
Oh, how they want to be approached?
How they want them to plan out the date better.
Not quite.
Okay.
They want to be approached more in public. They're saying the apps have taken over too much.
Oh, okay.
And they wish it was more of a natural kind of come talk to me in public.
Oh, let's get back to the old ways of dating.
You mean leave my home?
Yeah.
Go out?
But here's the thing. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I think that only counts if the woman is attracted to you. She will feel flattered if she finds you attractive.
That's the thing.
She will find it creepy.
Yep.
If she doesn't find you
and
attractive.
she'll make a TikTok video about it.
Right.
That's how
This is
you're
the
a big
problem.
creep.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's why men have backed off approaching in public.
Yeah. And now they're complaining now. Men won't come up and talk to me anymore. No kidding.
Because the consensus is we want to be approached more in public, but there is no consensus on, if I'm approached in the gym and you're a good-looking guy, I don't mind. But at the same time, this is my me time. I'm working out. Don't bother me in the gym. Why? I'm in the bread aisle and doing my thing. I'm just trying to get through grocery shopping so I can go home.
Yeah, it all depends on whether you're attracted to the person. You're exactly right. Great
See, that's
point.
a bunch of BS.
And then, because of clicks and likes, they'll talk about the creepy guy that approached them and bothered them while they were just doing their mundane thing. You guys are so creepy. I choose the bear. That's the big popular one.
That's right.
I choose the bear.
Yeah.
So, take it for what it's worth. 95% of women, single women, agreed they want to be approached more in public. Do with that information as you wish and see if it helps out at all. She did say one thing to look out for that women agreed on. If you look over more than once, because I think we've all been in this situation, right? You're in a public place, whatever, you turn and you happen to lock eyes with someone. And then you're like, oh, that was weird. We just happened to look at the same place at the same time. But if you happen to turn back and that young lady or woman is looking at you again,
you got to go over.
That's an approach.
Yes.
That's a sign. If you get the double look, the double stare, that's kind of an open window to go say
Agreed.
hello.
You have to have some ability to read a room.
Yes. Yep. And that would be a big sign.
Yeah.
So, put it out there for the single men. If you want to, give it a shot, shoot your shot, feel free to do so. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, a very special not so breaking news, as we don't have one, but two WTFs. What the Florida? I've talked many times about wanting to get back to the gym. I do go on some walks along the Saddle River here, a couple times a week.
Yeah, that's good.
Trying to just get back into it. But stories like this also make me want to just go back and sit on the couch, because I don't know if you've ever heard the expression, no one sitting on the couch has ever found a dead body. It's always the joggers that are out there. And a story like this, which makes me want to sit on the couch, coming out of Seminole County, Florida. Kristen Savage was out walking her 13-pound Chihuahua when all of a sudden she felt a bump on her leg. And as she looks down, there's a black bear that had approached her and started going after the Chihuahua. She picked up thankfully the Chihuahua was wearing a harness, so she was able to pick the Chihuahua up by the leash and like spin around trying to avoid the bear. As the bear is just circling, trying to get at the Chihuahua.
Eventually she starts swinging the Chihuahua at the bear.
Well, she spun around so many times she actually fell over and had to get back up because she was just spinning and spinning and spinning. Yeah. But as it turns out, shortly before that, on her walk, her mother, who lives down the street, actually saw her walking and was in her car and pulled up next to her and gave her a bag of cookies to give to the grandkids. And she remembered she had the bag of cookies in her hand. So she went, flap, and slapped the bear with the bag of cookies. That was enough to deter the bear.
There you go.
Really?
Yes.
Bears, again, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night.
And sure enough, the bear, she slapped the bear with the cookies, threw the cookies, and the bear thankfully started sniffing and went after the cookies. She was able to run into her house, and she ended up with some abrasion leg from falling over from spinning around. But all in all, she's going to be okay, and the bear went running off.
I thought sure you were going to tell me she fed the cookies to the bear.
Oh, that would have been great.
Like just tossed them out, and he'd start eating them, and they could walk away.
Or make friends with the bear.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a little guy. And just gentle. And
then the chocolate chips in the cookies killed the bear.
I saw a story yesterday where one broke into an ice cream shop, took a giant tub of ice cream and just sat out back and ate the whole thing. And then they found him when he went back in to get another one.
Yeah, who doesn't like ice cream? Story number 2, also a WTF, coming out of Palm Coast, Florida, where a man is being labeled the birthday soup bandit. That is because deputies were in Flagler County when they found Matthew Hunter, 63, of Palm Coast, walking down the street butt naked after he tried to break into someone's house. Here's a little of the body cam footage.
What's going on, bro?
I just came over to talk to you.
You're walking around the street naked.
I know.
Yes,
I came to talk to you. Well, no, we asked you to stop because you're walking down the street naked. Apparently, Matthew's wife was at home, which is a couple houses down, asleep with the doors locked, saying he had been drinking and took his medication, so she went to bed, and that is when Matthew decided to leave the house and trying to get into the neighbor's home. Thankfully, he was not able to do so, although they did discover gouge marks by the door framing and molding, like he was trying to get into the house. For what reason? Completely unknown as of right now. But you can't just go strolling down the street. Hey, everybody, we're going streaking. That's not how that works at all. That's your not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. All right, time for Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. And we've got an email here from Becky, and I could see this being a topic conversation. However, I also know that this happens more and more because of, well, just the times that we're in. She says, my best friend is 32 and still lives at home. No specific reason. They're just close, and her mom and dad like having her at home. I think it's weird, and she needs to grow up. Whenever we go out to dinner, she's super stingy. She complains she has no money, but she isn't even paying rent. And as far as I know, she doesn't have any debt. What's worse is her parents have also done this with her 2 other siblings, so the whole family is still together, even as adults. It's like they never want their children to leave. I feel like she just doesn't get it. The other day, I told her that her parents are doing her a disservice, and she needs to move out. She got really mad and just said, I just don't get it. Am I the jerk for saying something? 32. That seems like a bit far, in my opinion. Now, I do know, for multiple reports of people leaving college and moving back home, 24, 25.
Cost of living.
It's ridiculous trying to find that first job to step into your career, and being able to afford everything you need to be able to afford can be very difficult. But 32 seems like a lot. Kelly, what do you think?
Who wrote this letter?
Becky.
Becky. With all affection, I say to you.
Here we go.
Why are you consumed with how your friend is living? I don't understand. She's 32 and living in a person. Why does that bother? Who cares? Let the girl live.
Oh, crap, I got to deal.
It's her life. It's her life. She can live it the way she chooses. She's choosing to live with her parents.
But
so why are you consumed with confronting her about this? If it bothers you that much, then get another friend who doesn't live with their parents. But I don't know why her living with her parents bugs you so much. You don't have to live that way. Definitely you don't live with your parents because it sounds like it's really annoying to you. But let her do what she's decided to do. Everybody's got their own free will to live their life as they choose, and your friend is choosing at 32 to live with her parents. Leave her be.
Okay, but wait. But hold on. Let's take that statement of everyone has the right to choose to live their life any way they want. And that is true. However, if you have a friend, let's say with a drug problem, would you want to step in and intervene and help your friend out?
That's absolutely not a fair comparison.
Okay, but you don't think 32 and still living at home is doing yourself a disservice as a human being and growing up?
Okay, that's fine. If you feel that way, then you don't do that with your own life. I'm saying, did your friend ask you for your advice about her living situation? That's the only acceptable way you can offer an opinion. Did she come to you and say, hey, what do you think about me being 32 and living with my parents? What do you think about that? That is the only reason you should ever give your opinion about that. You can think whatever you want. You can think she's the worst, she's sponging off her parents, she's immature, she's this, she's that at 32 and living with her parents. You keep that's the inside the brain voice. That's not the speaking out loud voice.
If you're going out with your friend's wearing something that looks terrible, you're going to say anything?
This isn't the same.
It is
incomparable.
No, because you said she didn't ask for your opinion.
To answer your question, absolutely not.
Really?
We're out with a friend. I've got a friend who's already clothed, and I'm going to crap all over what she chose to wear that night. That is the meanest thing I've ever heard of. That's so mean.
Friends do that, though.
No, they don't. I don't know who you're hanging out with, but friends don't do that to each other.
Okay, at what point, Kelly, do you step in? You have a friend, right? A good friend.
Yeah.
What advice or not advice do you give them, whether they ask for it or not? At some point, as a good friend, don't you say something about a certain situation? And I don't know what that situation, not about clothes. You'd probably say something about drugs, not about them living with their mom at 32. So at what point do you say something to a friend?
I never say anything.
Nothing, really?
Heavens no. Man. Unless they ask me. If they're like, hey, what do you think? I'd be like, well, what do you want to do? What are your goals and what are you thinking about your life? Are you asking me how you can reach those goals? I mean, no, I'm never offering an opinion without being asked for my opinion on a topic of a friend still living with their parents.
Okay. Lucian says, I agree with Becky. The parents are doing her a disservice because they're not allowing her personal growth. However, Whitney says, might not have something to do with living at home, but more about the money. You go out and she's like, I can't pay for anything. I'm broke. So maybe you're stuck paying for stuff. So it's more about being frustrated about the money situation than it is being frustrated about the living at home situation. Also a possibility. And I wonder if guys are just, Kelly, you said that you wouldn't say anything to a friend about pretty much anything unless they ask. I wonder if guys are different that way, where you're like,
yeah, maybe,
dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They're
more stupid, man.
Yeah.
In fact, if I'm sitting out with somebody, I would never do that. I think that is you're being a bad friend if you're criticizing somebody who's already out with you wearing a shirt that they like.
Okay.
That's so mean.
Well, what if you're getting ready to leave your house? Or what if you go to pick her up?
I don't know, man. I'm not giving anybody an opinion on anything unless they ask me for it.
Well, a lot of people agreeing with you, Kelly.
Listen, I think things. There are certain things I may judge the situation in a certain way because I don't want to live my life like that, but I'm not offering those opinions unless I'm asked.
Okay.
All right.
Katrina says, I completely agree with Kelly. It sounds like the writer is actually just jealous of the ways families function in 2025. They're closer. You don't move out as quickly, or you move back home after college.
That crossed my mind that maybe Becky's a little jealous because Becky can't sit and save all her money, Yeah. Is her friend? Did it say her friend was working?
Didn't say anything about that. Just said that she complains that she doesn't have any money, but is she paying rent? As far as I know, she doesn't have any debt. So I have to assume she's working.
Well, she doesn't have any money and she's not paying bills. It sounds like she's maybe not working. I don't know.
I don't know. It's not in the email. I'm just saying doesn't have any money, but she doesn't pay rent.
Right.
As far as I know, has no debt.
But I asked because of this text. It says, agree with Kelly with the note that if she keeps complaining about finances, that's the focus for me. Living with her parents is one thing. Being fiscally irresponsible is another. These are two separate topics in my mind.
Maybe she enjoys spending her money on other stuff than rent.
Right. Well, yeah, I shouldn't have to pay rent.
Yeah. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. Helping Becky out here with Blitz Therapy. What do you think? It's 99.7 The Blitz. All right. It's actually turned into a little bit of a split here over Blitz Therapy. Becky writing in saying her best friend is 32 and still lives at home. No specific reason why. They're just close, and her mom and dad like having her at home. Not only that, the siblings are still there, too, the adult siblings. Younger siblings, but still in their 20s. So the whole family lives together. I just don't get it. She doesn't pay when we go out. She doesn't pay rent, doesn't pay bills that I know of, doesn't really have any debt. She said, am I the jerk for saying something? And Kelly, you kind of think she is a jerk for saying something.
Yeah, I mean,
just kind of stay out of it.
Yes. I think that you should give your opinion if you're asked. Otherwise, she's made her life choices. She's living how she wants. And, she's not asking for anybody's input on it.
But Thick and I are on the opposite end. Be like, yeah, guys, I guess we would say something. It's like, bro, you're still living at home at 30. Don't you want to do something?
Yeah, and I can hear that. I hear that being a reality, but I think I take it more as a confrontation, and I really avoid confrontation at all costs. So I'm like, you do you, man. That's fine, unless it's not endangering your life. What do I care?
I get it if you end up you're between jobs or you're struggling or whatever, and something happens. But if you're not, if you're just staying there content, this is life. I'm good.
Cody, what's up, man? What do you think?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
Good. How are you, man? What do you think?
Good, man. Well, I'll be honest, man. Most of the people that agree with the girl complaining about their friend living with her parents probably don't live at home and have to be on their own. So it's like certain people are mad and certain people aren't. But I think it's all right. I think it's great. I think she just needs to get a new friend that maybe pays for everything.
Okay.
So if you don't agree with me living at home, fine, I'll get a new friend, whatever.
I mean, yeah, there's too many people, and yeah, she didn't ask for her opinion, I can guarantee that.
Okay, so more on the Kelly side. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Mind your business. Don't speak on unless it's asked for your opinion, says Nikki. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are also chiming in with it. They would say something. Let's see here. On one hand, Virginia says, on one hand, I agree with Kelly, but on the other hand, I would much rather a friend tell me what they're thinking than judge me in silence.
Okay.
Yeah, I did see this one, and I lost the text. It bounced on me, but someone said, in a lot of cultures, this is normal.
Right.
It's a closer family unit, and people do go back home or stay and take care of their parents if their parents are older.
Yeah, they leave when they get married. And if that's 35, it's 35.
Yeah.
That is the case. I know as parents, my wife and I've heard a lot of parents say this who have kids. They could live with us as long as they want. They can live with us forever. We used to say that.
I've heard parents say
I will tell you now, being empty nesters and them being moved out and us having our own home, I don't think I would have wanted them living with us forever.
100%. How great is it being empty nesters, for sure?
It is pretty great.
But also, I mean, you think, and I don't know, again, Becky, I don't know your friend's situation, but at 32, are you bringing a guy home?
Well, that's another thing. What's your personal life
Yeah, what's your personal life like? Absolutely.
And maybe she is sort of helping her parents. So we've had a few people saying, what if she's helping her parents? What if she's
that could be a possibility.
Or
but I think Becky
or whatever.
I think Becky would know that if that were the case. Again, do you have to check in? Let's say you meet someone at the bar. You made an adult decision to go home with them. Are you checking in with your parents saying, I'm not going to be home tonight, don't be worried about me? What are the rules there? Are they the same rules as high school or college? But you have to check in? Do you have a curfew?
Yeah, it throws a little curveball into life. Yeah. But again, I'm not confronting anybody on choosing to live a certain way. Unless they say, what do you think, Kelly? I keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Got a text from 740. I think it's none of Becky's business. That's a family dynamic. My sister-in-law will be 38 next month with no job, still living with her mom. I let my husband deal with all of that. It's his family, and he's still told it's none of his business.
Okay.
Now, Trashman Dave brings up a really interesting point. He says, Kelly, if you had a friend who gave you some chocolate chip cookies, would you comment about the low concentration of chocolate chips in those cookies?
They never forget.
Without being asked.
Our listeners are the greatest. They never forget anything.
I brought Goose and thick chocolate chip cookies, and the first thing Goose did was look at the cookie and ask me if I was too poor to afford more chocolate chips.
I did not say that. I did ask, where are the chocolate chips? Do you own chocolate chips? Is there a chocolate chip shortage? Are you skimping on the chocolate chips? Why do your chocolate chip cookies have no chocolate chips? I did say that, but I never applied. You couldn't afford chocolate chips.
And then Kelly told us she makes chocolate chip cookies without any chocolate chips. And I'm like, but then that's not a chocolate chip cookie.
That's just a cookie. It's 99.7 The Blitz. All right. It's actually turned into a little bit of a split here over Blitz therapy. Becky writing in saying her best friend is 32 and still lives at home. No specific reason why. They're just close, and her mom and dad like having her at home. Not only that, the siblings are still there, too, the adult siblings. Younger siblings, but still in their 20s. So the whole family lives together. I just don't get it. She doesn't pay when we go out. She doesn't pay rent, doesn't pay bills that I know of, doesn't really have any debt. She said, am I the jerk for saying something? And Kelly, you kind of think she is a jerk for saying something.
Yeah, I mean,
she's got to stay out of it.
Yes, I think that you should give your opinion if you're asked. Otherwise, she's made her life choices. She's living how she wants, and she's not asking for anybody's input on it.
But Thick and I are on the opposite end. Be like, yeah, guys, I guess we would say something. It's like, bro, you're still living at home at 30. Don't you want to do something?
Yeah, and I can hear that. I hear that being a reality, but I think I take it more as a confrontation, and I really avoid confrontation at all costs. So I'm like, you do you, man. That's fine, unless it's not endangering your life. What do I care?
I get it if you end up you're between jobs or you're struggling or whatever, and something happens. But if you're just staying there content, this is life. I'm good.
Cody, what's up, man? What do you think?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
Good. How are you, man? What do you think?
Good, man. Well, I'll be honest, man. Most of the people that agree with the girl complaining about their friend living with her parents probably don't live at home and have to be on their own. So it's like certain people are mad and certain people aren't. But I think it's all right. I think it's great. I think she just needs to get a new friend that maybe pays for everything.
Okay.
So if you don't agree with me living at home, fine, I'll get a new friend, whatever.
I mean, yeah, there's too many people, and yeah, she didn't ask for her opinion, I can guarantee that.
Okay, so more on the Kelly side. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Mind your business. Don't speak on unless it's asked for your opinion, says Nikki. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are also chiming in with it. They would say something. Let's see here. On one hand, Virginia says, on one hand, I agree with Kelly, but on the other hand, I would much rather a friend tell me what they're thinking than judge me in silence.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I did see this one, and I lost the text. It bounced on me, but someone said, in a lot of cultures, this is normal.
Right.
It's a closer family unit, and people do go back home or stay and take care of their parents if their parents are older.
Yeah, they leave when they get married. And if that's 35, it's 35.
Yeah.
That is the case. I know as parents, my wife and I've heard a lot of parents say this who have kids. They can live with us as long as they want. They can live with us forever. We used to say that.
I've heard parents say
I will
that.
tell you now, being empty nesters and them being moved out and us having our own home, I don't think I would have wanted them living with us forever.
100%. How great is it being empty nesters, for sure?
It is pretty great.
But also, I mean, you think, and I don't know, again, Becky, I don't know your friend's situation, but at 32, are you bringing a guy home?
Well, that's another
thing.
What's your personal life
Yeah, what's your personal life like? Absolutely.
And maybe she is sort of helping her parents. So we've had a few people saying, what if she's helping her parents? What if she's
that could be a possibility.
Or
but I think Becky
or whatever.
I think Becky would know that if that were the case. Again, do you have to check in? Let's say you meet someone at the bar. You made an adult decision to go home with them. Are you checking in with your parents saying, I'm not going to be home tonight, don't be worried about me? What are the rules there? Are they the same rules as high school or college? But you have to check in? Do you have a curfew?
Yeah, it throws a little curveball into life.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not confronting anybody on choosing to live a certain way. Unless they say, what do you think, Kelly? I keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Got a text from 740. I think it's none of Becky's business. That's a family dynamic. My sister-in-law will be 38 next month with no job, still living with her mom. I let my husband deal with all of that. It's his family, and he's still told it's none of his business.
Okay.
Now, Trashman Dave brings up a really interesting point. He says, Kelly, if you had a friend who gave you some chocolate chip cookies, would you comment about the low concentration of chocolate chips in those cookies?
They never forget.
Without being asked.
Our listeners are the greatest. They never forget anything.
I brought Goose and thick chocolate chip cookies, and the first thing Goose did was look at the cookie and ask me if I was too poor to afford more chocolate chips.
I did not say that. I did ask, where are the chocolate chips? Do you own chocolate chips? Is there a chocolate chip shortage? Are you skimping on the chocolate chips? Why do your chocolate chip cookies have no chocolate chips? I did say that, but I never applied. You couldn't afford chocolate chips.
And then Kelly told us she makes chocolate chip cookies without any chocolate chips. And I'm like, but then that's not a chocolate chip cookie.
That's just a cookie. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
First leg of the Triple Crown comes up Saturday with the Kentucky Derby. The favorite to win in Louisville this year is a 3-year-old horse named Journalism, who just won the Santa Anita Derby and has 3-1 odds. Other favorites at the starting gate will be Sovereignty with 5-1 odds and Sandman, who's not far behind, at 6-1. We also have horses, let's see, Burnham Square, Rodriguez, Tiztastic. How about that? Tiztastic. Citizen Bull, American Promise, Baeza? I don't know. Final Gambit, Grande, Publisher. Anyway, those are
I'm really
just a
sad
few.
my horse, Odd-Shaped Cantaloupe, didn't make it in.
Odd-shaped cantaloupe.
Pro tip, when you narrow it down to your final couple horses you're trying to decide between,
Yeah.
make sure you look up pictures of them on the internet. Pick the one with the biggest ass. I'm telling you, fact.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you
Got
worked
that
for me.
hind leg push.
Yeah, man.
Do they give you butt shots?
Well, you see the whole horse, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell.
It's really like,
that,
oh,
you want that big
Becky,
ass.
Look
man.
at her butt.
Right.
You haven't been to the website Only Mains?
I have not.
I'm being very serious, though.
It's nothing but straight up butt shots at Only Mains.
Okay. Well, a runaway kangaroo caused a car crash that ended up shutting down an Alabama highway just east of Montgomery yesterday. A kangaroo hopping down I-85 caused a 2-car accident, and the thing just hopped away from the scene right down the interstate. Police shut both directions of traffic to capture the runaway kangaroo. They eventually found the gal, sedated her, and found her owner, Patrick Starr, who said, "Oh, yeah, that's Stella. No, Sheila. Oh, yeah, that's Sheila. She got out of her enclosure. I guess he runs a pumpkin patch and a petting zoo, and old Sheila got out." Anyway, she's fine. She's back with the family. Everything's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So glad. Are you responsible for that now?
I feel like you should be.
Your kangaroo gets out?
Yeah.
And do you post pictures of your kangaroo on the website Only Sacks? Because I got the big old sack in front there.
Oh, yeah. Only sacks, huh? Is this what happens at the Funny Bone?
Yes.
We get up and just test out material?
Just test out material.
Okay.
And then we go, not that one. Okay.
I have some TV news. Landman Season 2 has cast Sam Elliott as a series regular, and it's currently in production in Texas. The exact details of Elliott's role are being kept under wraps, but he will appear alongside series lead Billy Bob Thornton, as well as returning cast members Demi Moore, Ali Larder, and Andy Garcia.
Can't wait.
If that isn't the biggest duh in casting
Yeah, he
history,
belongs there.
Oh,
Obviously.
Of course you're going to have Sam Elliott
Perfect.
in a TV show about cowboy country in
Yes.
South Texas.
I feel like we need the dude in there somewhere. Do we? Okay, I don't know. I haven't watched Landman. Maybe the dude wouldn't work.
No, the dude would not work. Not at all.
No.
Also, Martin Short has signed on.
Here's to Kelly's idea.
I thought you'd just stand over there and go, boo! Martin Short has signed on to host the revival of the game show Match Game, because we haven't had enough Match Game revivals. But I do love Martin Short. It's already been revived several times since the original premiere in 1962. The latest one was on ABC with host Alec Baldwin.
That was just a few years ago.
That was
was.
the best one.
They stopped making episodes during COVID, and it kind of petered out in 2021, and then in 2022, it was officially canceled with Alec Baldwin. So I guess they are going to try again. This time on, well, I don't know if it's another network, NBC, I think.
ABC.
No, ABC was the previous version.
Yeah, no, it's coming back.
It's coming back to ABC.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty sure ABC owns the rights to it. That's why they're bringing it back. Right. But I'll watch pretty much anything Martin Short is in.
Me too.
Or does. So I'm looking forward to it. In fact, we're going to play Match Game tomorrow in honor of the show coming back.
Good. Yeah. That'll be fun. All right. Those are your three things.
You know, we are just 1 week and a day away from Sonic Temple kicking off. And as of right now, because I know it changes so often, but as of right now, it's looking perfect.
Yes, it is.
75 and sunny on Thursday, 83 and partly sunny on Friday, 80 and partly sunny on Saturday. So,
I'm just sitting here looking at Metallica's set list from last weekend, man. Oh, it's looking good.
But you don't think they're going to change it up?
No, they won't at this point because they've rehearsed. It's doing these 2-night sets.
Yeah,
it was the same all last year, and now they've adjusted. They've added sanitarium. Thank you for that. So yeah, it should be the same.
Okay. Well, if you're going to Sonic Temple to see all the bands, but you're really, really looking forward to Metallica, or you know someone who is, then you may want to make a note in your phone for maybe the holidays or their birthday, because Metallica is going to release Load Remastered Expanded Edition for $245. Yeah, $245. Oh, that makes sense because there's 245 unreleased tracks in this box set. And I use the word box set loosely because this thing is absolutely massive in what you get.
Crate set.
Yeah. The reissue of 2 LP vinyls, original track list, remastered audio, a separate 3D deluxe edition from original tracks, B-sides, rarities, riff sketches, demos, and rough mixes. You've also got in-studio footage, live clips, and on-air and TV appearances. The band's Polar Beach Party visit to Canada that they did. Plus a whole bunch of physical memorabilia as well. 14 Rorschach test cards, a push head patch, a Lollapalooza poster, a Rolling Stones cover reproduction, guitar and bass picks, lyric sheets, 2 laminated tour passes, a 128 book. The list goes on and on and on for this new box set that is coming. So, if you have a Metallica fan in your life, this is the ultimate gift to pick them up.
Man, that's
for
a lot.
Sure. It is so much.
It's pretty cool.
So much. You can check it out. It was just announced if you want to get that for them now. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. There's a little something for you. Americans eat about 20% more calories than Swedes. That's... How much is that? Well, that's approximately 2 whole cheesecakes per week.
That's 20%?
2 whole cheesecakes per week.
Look at us.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. The number 187. You know what that number means, right? We got a 187.
I can't remember. 187.
That's a murder.
Oh, is that
187.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's police code?
Yes, police code. If you have ever watched Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone, code 187.
That's a homicide.
Yeah, it's a homicide. The number 187 became connected to murder because Section 187 of the California Penal Code legally defines murder. So they just called it 187.
Okay.
Yep. If you're into craft beer and you're like, this is the best craft beer ever, you really enjoy the hops, and if you're in the back of your throat, you'll taste the grain wheat and the Lucky Charms we put in it. Well, pumpkin beer is pretty popular when it comes to craft beer.
Really?
Oh, yeah. However, it's nothing new. Pumpkin beer dates back to the early colonists in the U.S. who didn't have enough grains available to make normal beer, so they used the cheapest substitute, which was pumpkin.
Interesting.
Yeah. The first book that includes photographs was published in 1843, and it was all about algae. I guess they just had pictures of LG. I can tell you this. My bookshelf is completely filled with nothing but books with pictures in it. I need the extra help to get through. And finally, I love this. Millions of Americans, including the Bush family, are descendants of a guy from the Mayflower who fell overboard and only survived by grabbing a rope. So he was dragged through the water by the Mayflower and survived. And his lineage is now connected to millions
well, that
of
makes
Americans.
sense that long ago. I mean...
Yeah, 100%.
You know, if Adam was the first man, aren't we all?
I mean, yeah. That's what you believe. Absolutely. It does have to. I mean, it does get narrow and more narrow as you get to the top of your tree, for sure.
I wonder if it can go so far as to it won't be able to be traced back. It could only be traced back certain.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Or could you find your DNA back 3,000 years? I mean.
Well,
4,000, 5,000.
You would have,
10,000.
You'd have to find the right bones, but
yeah.
I'm sure you could. Absolutely. There you go. Learning you some stuff on a Wednesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.